Welcome to the talk portion of this thing. My YouTube channel's name uh, i- is the Boogie Brothers Podcast. My YouTube channel's name is Max Plays Games, and then there are 7 sevens. Probably gonna delete that. Probably gonna change the name sometime soon. Uh, and this is that guy, Ed Guy,
Yep.
who just reached 100 subscribers on his YouTube channel. Big milestone right there.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Hope he
Yes.
grows from
Me
there.
too.
He deserves it. I deserve it. No, I'm
Well, anyways, today we're going to be talking about the PS5 little live stream announcement, whatever thing that happened earlier today. So, needless to say, we are both excited and very confused, so we're just going to go through a few games and talk about it.
Yeah, for one thing, I'm very happy new Ratchet and Clank game got confirmed. Very good graphics on that one. There is so much going on in that game. It looks
Yeah,
absolutely
definitely.
incredible. And for someone who didn't play the first one, I'm pretty excited to pick up the second one if I do end up buying the PS5.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, one thing that I really liked about watching that trailer was the fast travel, like the interdimensional portion of the game. Like, everything was really seamless, and I'm not sure if that was a cinematic or actual gameplay, but I really liked how that was playing out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I actually have a list here of games that we can go through in order. So we just talked about Ratchet and Clank. So the first thing that we actually saw in the live stream was the GTA 5 expansion.
Oh yeah, that's very cool. Glad that's coming out. As someone who didn't get to play as much as the first, as much as the original GTA 5 as I wanted, because I was like 11 when I got it for the Xbox One. I hope that I'll be able to play it on PS5 with more content because I've never played through the entire game before. So I'm just waiting until that one comes out.
Now, one thing that I actually, I'm not sure if I missed this or something, but was the expansion only exclusive to PS4, or is that, cross-platform for GTA?
No, the expansion is exclusive to PS5.
Oh yeah, sorry, PS5. My
Yeah,
bad.
the expansion is exclusive to PS5, but for the PS4, for every month until the game comes out in 2021, you get 1 million GTA dollars every month until that comes out.
Oh, well, that's pretty neat.
And then
Um,
I think people who buy the game on launch get GTA Online for free, if I remember correctly.
yeah. It said, yeah, GTA Online for free, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, as someone who's played GTA 5 on PC, I mean, that's obviously exciting because GTA 5, it's been a game that's aged incredibly over the years. It's still a game that is very well played today. There's live streams on it on Twitch all the time. It's really exciting to just see that game still continue to grow. I just hope, at some point they take a break from this game to work on, the next GTA game, which hopefully will come out within this next generation of consoles. So is that all you'd like to say regarding GTA 5?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
that's it.
moving on, we have the Spider-Man Miles Morales game.
Oh, that game looks absolutely incredible. I was a big fan of Spider-Man for the PS4. I enjoyed playing that for the time that I played it. Uh, Very good game, uh, and very fun. And I hope that this game is more like that one. We didn't really see a lot of gameplay and stuff for it, but it looks absolutely incredible from the cinematics that we saw.
Yep, definitely. I would agree with that. Also, it's really cool how, recently with, we had the Into the Spider-Verse movie came out. That was a huge hit. And a lot of people have been, a lot more interested in Miles, yeah, I'm saying that right. Miles Morales' story. I don't know why I'm getting so choked up over that. But it's really cool to see that we're getting a game based around that, especially after the huge success of the original the original Spider-Man game that came out on the PS4. That was a huge hit. I think a lot of people are definitely going to be excited about this new Spider-Man game that digs deeper into the story of Miles Morales. And who knows, maybe we'll get a few Easter eggs from there as well. I don't know about a Stan Lee cameo, though, because, he's not really around anymore.
It's not alive.
But we might see something. We'll probably see some reference to him in that game because you can't do Marvel things without, referencing the man who pretty much kicked it all off. So yeah, I'm really excited. I haven't personally played the Spider-Man PS4 game.
Very good.
But I've seen gameplay of it. I've seen a lot of it. It seems like they finally did a good Spider-Man game, which is awesome. And I hope they continue to make games like this. And I think, given the new power of the PS5, that'll be something cool to see. So, yeah. All right. Next on our list is Gran Turismo.
Oh boy, the real racing simulator. Move out of here, you fake racing simulators. This one is the real one. I don't really care about racing games. If it's not like Mario Kart, I really just don't care about it. But the game really, in my opinion, the one good thing that the trailer for the game did was show off the graphical capabilities of the PS5 in an amazing way. The outside looked like actual trees and actual background. Like, the graphics just look incredible. It's insane.
Yeah. One thing for me, actually, one thing that really popped out for me, I don't know why, but I really liked the way that the clouds worked in that game. I just looking at the sky, I was mesmerized by the clouds immediately. And if that's something that shows up throughout the game, I'm honestly really excited for that. Just to see gameplay of it, honestly, even if I don't get a PS5. Because, I mean, has an official price point come out for the PS5 yet?
People are saying that it's like $800, $900. I don't believe that. It might be that, but at the same time, I find that pretty believable because doesn't Sony want to make money?
Yeah, that's very true. I just hope that consoles like Xbox and PlayStation, I hope they don't get too greedy with their production, because not every console has to be so much more expensive than the last one, even though it gives more performance, more graphics. You also want to serve the consumers. That's the word I'm looking for. Because not everyone is gonna have $800 to drop on a video game console. But if they do plan to make their consoles more expensive with each generation, I would hope that they'd at least have compatibility with their previous consoles, especially for online elements. So if you're playing, say, Fortnite on the PS5, you should be able to play Fortnite with someone on the PS4. If you're playing Minecraft on Xbox One, you should be able to play Minecraft with someone on Xbox One X. To keep that going. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gran Turismo looks pretty great.
Yeah,
next,
game looks incredible.
Yeah, next there is Ratchet and Clank. We already kind of covered that. Then we have Project Athia.
I don't really remember that one. What was that one?
Here, actually, let me pull it up again. It was the one with, it was Square Enix. Square Enix.
Oh yeah, the Square Enix game.
Yeah.
New Square Enix IP is always good, but I didn't really understand what it was about. But I hope it's like all their other games and really good, except for Kingdom Hearts 3, which was ass. But I hope it's like Final Fantasy game, or games like Kingdom Hearts and that. Any game with RPG elements is a good Square Enix game, because that's what they're good at.
All right, yeah. I really have I don't really have much to say about that one. I mean, it looks all right.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'll play, but yeah. Next we have next we have the game called Stray. This was the one with robots, pretty much. Yeah, and then there's the cat, and we don't know what the cat was doing, but the cat was just there, and that was Stray.
I'm very confused about that game because we did not see anything about the game at all. We just saw the character, we just saw the cat.
Yeah.
We saw it living in a robot world. It's the only organic life inside a world full of robots, which pretty interesting concept, but we didn't get to see a lot of gameplay. It was literally just the trailer was just a cutscene.
Yeah. It seemed like
I don't know how the game's gonna play at all, but it seems interesting at least.
Yeah, the trailer that we got, it just seemed like an establishing shot of the world. So what it looks like is just, at the beginning, if you saw, there's a robot kind of just standing in an alleyway, and in the back you can see R.I.P. humans with a heart at the end. So obviously this takes place in a time where humans are either really endangered or extinct. I would assume extinct, considering that we don't see any humans at all. There is cats, though, that still survived, which I thought was kind of confusing during when I was watching it. But it seems like an interesting game. I feel like since the game's called Stray, you think stray cat. So this might be a game about the last cat on Earth. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a cat, and you have to do things in the game as the cat. Not quite sure. But it would be something worth looking into at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So next on my list, I actually have the fact that there's ray tracing in the PS5.
So I don't really know what ray tracing is. Could you explain that?
Yeah, sure. So ray tracing, it's relatively... It's not a new technology, but recently companies have been finding a way to have real-time ray tracing. So ray tracing's been a thing for a while now, basically simulating light rays to make realistic reflections, colors, etc.
Yeah, I remember the first showcase they did of the gameplay when Summer Game Fest that Jeff Keighley's running first started. They did a first showcase of the gameplay on Unreal Engine 5, and the ray tracing was shown with like the real light particles and real light stuff, and it looked absolutely incredible. It looked that the gameplay demo that they showed off for Unreal Engine 5 looked absolutely insane, and the ray tracing on the PS4, as shown from that demo, looks incredible.
Yeah, I would agree. Definitely ray tracing is something to be really excited about, and I'm glad that both Xbox and PlayStation have taken advantage of this in their next generation of consoles. Yeah, and what else? There was a little clip that played that told us everything. Like, so we got Ultra 4K, or sorry, 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, which, okay, I mean, we have that. Let's see what else we have here. We had ultra high speed SSD. I was really happy to see this, because personally, I know probably more about, okay, actually, I'm not gonna fake brag. I don't know too much about computers, but I do know that SSDs are faster than hard drives, so I'm glad that the PS5 isn't going to be running off of a hard drive, so you can get quicker load times, faster. Shut up, notifications on my computer, my bad. Ultra high speed, great. I'm really happy to see that.
Maybe Series X. They said that the Series X in the original trailer might not even need load times to get into a different area.
Yeah.
It might be like that for the PS5 as well.
Yeah, there was one video that Austin Evans did that I really liked, that he was looking into the Xbox Series X, and the load times were near instant. So I'm wondering if the PS5 is going to be competing with that in any way. I guess we'll just see in the future. Another thing that they had in that little clip was haptic feedback with the controller, so pretty sure that's just vibrations, nothing too special, nothing too new there.
Maybe HD rumble, I don't know.
Yeah. There's also adaptive triggers. Now, I was a little confused. I was a little confused when I first saw this, but I think what it's trying to say is that the triggers, they could do different things in game depending on how quick you hit it or how much pressure you apply to them. That's just my assumption. I'm no tech expert. We got a USB port, motion sensor on the controller, a built-in microphone and integrated speaker. Now this was interesting to me because I think the last time we've had an integrated speaker in a controller was the Wiimote, correct?
Oh yeah, I remember that. When you would click on the characters in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and it played the horrible compressed audio through your Wii remote, and it was terrifying.
Yeah, and it was souls of the damned yelling at you, but now we're seeing this come back again in the PS5, which is interesting. At least I thought it was interesting. And then you have a headphone jack, as you would.
Yeah.
3D audio. 3D audio. So Max was actually confused with this when he saw it, but 3D audio is basically when you have headphones plugged in, the game, determines, where sounds are coming from, and they play those sounds through your headset, on the left side or the right side, depending on where the sound's coming from. So basically, standard stuff, nothing too new there. Yeah, I'm just looking through the video right now. Yeah, I think that's about it for that. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Good to see that stuff. Next game we have is Returnal. That was the game about the girl who fell in a crash landing, and it seemed like she kept dying. She crashed, she died, she crashed, she died multiple times. If you want to start talking about that.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't understand that at all. That was around the time where I literally had just tuned out and started just playing around on my phone. Because the thing got really long and boring after a while, to be completely honest. The console looks interesting and the games look good, but the presentation was super boring, to be completely honest. I think that game looks really weird. It's like some weird Groundhog Day type thing, except she dies in it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it. How would you make a game about that?
So throughout the trailer, she was talking about how the world changes around her whenever she dies, and she felt like she was becoming a part of the world. I think this is the one that they stated that it is a new franchise. I think, was it this one that they were saying that about?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah.
So it might be a franchise.
Yeah, it seems like they're gonna plan on making this into multiple games by the word franchise, I suppose. But it seems like there's a lot of crazy creatures that you'll be fending off in the game. A lot of crazy stuff. You'll probably have different guns and stuff. One thing that I found strange and interesting was the fact that she had two different colored eyes. I'm not sure if that's supposed to represent something in the game, something in the story. Maybe this character has some sort of special talent, ability, something like that. Maybe we'll see some backstory through memories, because it did talk about how memories were being altered during the trailer. So I think this is going to be an interesting game to see the story of. Yeah, that's what I have to say about it. Anything else you want to add, Max?
I just can't wait.
Can't wait. All right, so next game we have on our list is the Sackboy game, new Sackboy game.
Oh, I loved Little Big Planet when I was a kid. I used to and got the PS3. I got all the Little Big Planet games, got them all at launch. Insane series. The platforming was good, but then the series just kind of got bad after a while, or it just got old. So this new Sackboy game looks incredible. Looks like it would play like a Mario platformer. Looks like a better version of every Little Big Planet game, but you don't have to constantly open menus and stuff like that. It's just fun platforming adventure without any of the stuff that made Little Big Planet start to lose its luster toward the end.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played Little Big Planet, so I don't have experience with it much at all. But yeah, it definitely seems like a really good game, really fun platformer. I'm looking forward to seeing this game in the future. Yeah. So next we have Destruction All-Stars.
Yeah, I was confused by this one. Why not just make a new Twisted Metal game if you're gonna make a game that has the exact same premise as Twisted Metal did? And Twisted Metal looks way more interesting than that game does. So I think they really just jumped the gun on that one, to be entirely honest. But it does look like an interesting concept, considering it is the same concept as, again, Twisted Metal. Considering it's that same concept, I hope they do it well. I hope they do it just as good as they did. Again, I'm gonna say it again, Twisted Metal. But yeah, I just hope it's on the same level, because it looks very interesting.
I would agree with that. I mean, I think I haven't seen many games that are Demolition Derby-esque. This seems like a pretty fun game. It might die out quick, but I feel like this has a few weeks of good entertainment in it, definitely.
You can squeeze some value out of that.
Yeah, it looks like just a fun little game to play when you're bored maybe, just
Yeah,
crash
it looks like the game.
some cars. It's basically what you're supposed to do in GTA, or what you're not supposed to do in GTA, but turned into a game. So
Yeah,
that's fun.
You could just that seems
Yeah.
like a type of game that you could just kind of just turn your brain off to.
Yeah, and the characters look like really quirky and stuff too. So I guess that'll be fun to, look at.
Yeah.
Next on our list we have Kena or Kenna. I really didn't know how to pronounce it. I know they said it in the
Is that the
trailer.
one with like the girl with like the weird black things?
Yeah, the weird little black fuzzballs.
Yeah.
This is by what was the company? Ember Lab. So this game, honestly, I thought it looked awesome. So these guys, the two guys, I think what was their names, Mark and James or something, Josh and Mike. I was close, but they
Marks
said
and James.
yeah, they have like animation background or whatever. So I think that's pretty cool. But one thing that oh shoot, I just realized that when I enabled streamer mode, I moved my little overlay thing, but that's fine. I fixed it now. So I really liked the way that this game looked, especially with the cinematics. It looks like it's straight out of a Pixar film, and if they can get that level of animation out of just a game, I think that would be really, really, really cool to see. So I'd be really excited for a game like this, and it seems like there's a lot of cool gameplay aspects, and I'm wondering what the little black puffles are gonna be doing in the game. But it looks really interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely reminded me of like a Breath of the Wild type game or a God of War type game.
Yeah, for
Definitely
sure.
reminded me of both of those. Looks very similar, but looks like it could be just fun enough, and looks like all the little guys, they seem like, kind of like the Pikmin series. They seem like they could kill enemies and stuff and grab things for you. That seems like it would that seems like it would be enough to differentiate itself from the other two open world great games, hack and slash, beat 'em up, stuff like that. It looked very similar. Combat looked similar. Open world elements look similar to Breath of the Wild. So hopefully all the other mechanics are enough to differentiate it. And even if it's not, it still looks like a genuinely good pickup for the console.
Yeah, definitely for sure. All right, next on our list we have the weird one, Goodbye Volcano High.
Furry game. That's all I have to say. I do not want this furry game on my PS5.
Yeah.
I have children. There are children watching Sony, so nah, kidding. I don't care.
Personally, I don't think this really had a place being in the PlayStation 5
Yeah, like all the other games
live stream.
were these huge, show off the technical and graphical capabilities of the PS5.
Exactly.
And then this one's just animated furry game.
This one looks like something right off of DeviantArt. There's no real element that shows off the whole future of gaming thing that they're trying to market. I just really don't see where this game would be going at all. Not even for gameplay. It shows you a little clip. It looks like a movie trailer, to be completely honest, which really doesn't make sense. But yeah, it really seems like weird furry game.
Yeah, it just does. I would not be interested in that shit at all.
Yeah. Alright, so next on our list, we have Oddworld Soulstorm. So
yeah,
the new Oddworld game, yeah.
It looks like it captures the Oddworld style pretty well. Dark game, continues the story. I haven't really seen any of the Oddworlds. I've just seen reviews of the first one. The first one is pretty. The series is a cult classic series pretty much that sort of unknown in the general scheme, but it has its fans, and this one looks like it continues on the tradition of the series pretty well. Dark game, story stuff that it's not what it seems, plays with your expectations a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the character design as well. You can see wrinkles in their faces, every little moment seems like it's really good, and the animation seems pretty on point, even if it's just for the cinematics. It's really entertaining to look at. It's
Yeah,
probably gonna feel like you're playing in a movie, pretty much. Which, like, not like the last game we talked about how it looked like a movie, but like this one, feels like you're being immersed in a movie, which is, better than furry game.
yeah, the gameplay looked incredible.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
looked like you were like playing a movie. It looked like you were playing a cinematic experience. It looked absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I feel like there's going to be a really cool plot to this as well. It looks very well thought out in every aspect of it, and I'm really excited to see where this game goes. So, with that being said, next we have is Ghostwire Tokyo.
I was like, when they talked about this at Bethesda's E3 last year, I was pretty intrigued. I was like, what the lady there, who like everyone said was adorable and shit, was like telling the story of the game. I was pretty intrigued by it, but they didn't show any of the actual gameplay, so I didn't like get to see anything at all. But now that I've seen the gameplay, and stuff for it, this looks like a weird game. This looks like a niche type of game that like only certain people get into. It's very Japanese, definitely. Of course, it takes place in Tokyo. There's like this weird Slenderman guy that like chases you around, like headless people in schoolgirl outfits. Like it's crazy. It's intriguing. I probably won't pick it up. It doesn't seem like it's my kind of game, but the mechanics look interesting. The spell casting mechanic where like you move your hands and it makes a different spell for each like hand thing. I think that was in this one. That looked really cool. Uh, and I just hope that like I hope the game's really good so that Bethesda can make an actual good game in the past few years. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, going off of what you said, it's definitely for a specific audience. It does seem like a pretty cool game though with the graphics and stuff. I really enjoyed watching the cinematics. Really seemed like an interesting game. So, will I play it? I don't know. I don't. But moving on, we have Jet. Jet. There's more of the name, but it was like that weird. It was the game that looked like you thought it was No Man's Sky. Yeah, Jet the Far Shore. Jet the Far Shore. That's the name of the game. So this game actually, like I said, it does look like No Man's Sky.
Weird art style.
It does have a strange art style, in a way, but I think it looks pretty neat. I liked the way that there was one part where like there's these weird little waves, but they look like unnatural waves, like very strange, like some sort of weird material. I thought that was pretty neat. Not too much else is said about the game, but it seems pretty neat, I think. Although the characters, or like at the end you see this one character, it looks like the model was made using the same engine that Five Nights at Freddy's uses for like the animatronics. It reminds me of like that old fake Markiplier like Five Nights at Freddy's character that people got crazy over. Like that's pretty much what the characters look like in this game. But yeah, well I guess we'll just see where this one leads. Next we have Godfall.
Which one was Godfall? I kind of like tuned out halfway through, to be entirely honest.
So Godfall was this one where we, at the beginning of the trailer, we saw like a bunch of metal characters, and then we just saw them all brawling out. Yeah, so it's like a weapons game. You can be all these different characters with all these different weapons and fight all these different things. Standard let's go game. I don't know. It seems interesting. I'm not sure if there's going to be a plot or if it's like a PvP game or anything like that, but it seems interesting, mildly interesting, I'd say. Anything you want to say, Max?
I don't remember the game.
All right. So, with that being said, moving on. Hitman 2 or 3. Wait, 3. Wait.
It's great to see.
Can't read my handwriting.
It's great to see them sticking to the Hitman franchise even after the first two games didn't do very well. Very interesting to see it back. I really hope that uh, I really hope that this one's good. Uh, Considering the first two didn't do very well, and this one looks very interesting. Looks different enough from the first two that it can like differentiate itself. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
All right. Well, personally, I haven't played any of the previous Hitman games, but this game definitely looks like it has a deep story element, and the graphics look pretty incredible in this one as well. One thing I noticed in the forest scene that they had, one of the guy's coats, like the coattails, move really fast as he turns really fast. And I really like the physics that were implemented there. Even if it's just a cinematic, I really appreciated seeing that. But yeah, it seems like a game to look forward to, especially after the success of the first two Hitman games. So with that being said, next on our list we have Astro's Playroom.
I am very excited for Astro's Playroom. The original like Astrobot platforming game that was that was released for PSVR always looked very charming to me. Uh, Definitely like, and I've heard great things about it. I've heard it's like just this charming, fun game. It's very short, but like you can get a lot out of it in the short amount of time that it's in. The controls are good, just genuinely good. But it seems like but it seems like the game would be better if it was not on PSVR, if it didn't like require a VR headset. So that's why I'm excited for this take on it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it looks really cool. I think it's probably going to be an integrated game with the system, just so you can like probably experience the new things with the PS5 itself. I'm definitely excited to see this game. I'd just like to see like the basic, things. And one thing I noticed during the trailer is that even in the like a small game like this, I'm noticing like ray tracing elements like within the reflections of the little astro robots. And there's just little things in this little game that I think is going to really make it really fun, especially for people who are getting their PS5 for the first time and want to get a quick hands-on experience with all that the console offers. So there's that. Then we have Little Devil, or is that what it was? Yeah, I think that's what it was. That's what the game's called, right?
What was this game?
Oh, this was the weird one with strange art style. It was like the butler it was the poop one. It was the poop one.
Yeah, the poop one.
The poop one.
This is a weird art style game that I was talking about.
Yeah, this game, it's so strange the way they did this. The graphics look both good and bad at the same time. Like, there's like stuff like the environment. The environment looks great for the most part, but then you look into the models and you can still see like straight lines if you look close on the models. Like, and usually straight lines, those are like the triangles that they use for models, or I don't think they use triangles anymore, but like the different faces, you can see flat faces on the characters rather than curvature, which definitely takes you out of the experience. I don't know if this game should be showed off for the PS5 because the environment looks great, but it's just like the characters and stuff, like,
Yeah, totally.
it's
It's one of those
strange.
games that just like the weird furry one. It's one of those games that like shouldn't have been shown off in the initial trailer for the PS5. That was like meant to show graphical capabilities. It made absolutely no sense to show a game looking like that off.
Yeah, for sure. So that was that game. Next one, something that I was really excited for, 2K21.
Yo, the game looked absolutely insane. The people in that game look like real people.
Oh
I had
my
a lot of
gosh.
fun with I had a lot of fun with 2K17, I think it was. 2K17 was the one I had on the Xbox One. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with 2K17. It was a very fun game. Uh, just the basketball games, on on those consoles are just like genuinely good. I genuinely enjoy basketball games and football games. I used to like not enjoy sports games a lot, but now I do a lot more after playing Madden, after playing 2K, after playing a ton of these other games, and they look absolutely incredible, especially on these upcoming consoles. They look insane. They look like actual humans in the games.
Yeah. That's also something that I really liked. One thing that really stood out to me was the sweat that you could see. Like the sweat doesn't look like a 2D texture on the player's face. Like, it's everywhere, and it even looks like it accumulates where it should, like around the lips. If you see that, there's like little spots, but then like if you go like on the cheeks, there's streaks of water just coming down his face, and that's what you feel when you're sweating. You feel that sweat stash, you feel the drips just running down your face, and you can really see it in these character models and like the way this game plays. And even though you're not going to be getting close-ups like this in the game, this shows that they're definitely going to be taking a lot of attention to detail in the game itself. So I'm really, really excited to see this game and to see how well it just plays. And I'm sure this isn't just going to be a PlayStation exclusive either. This is definitely going to be showing up in like the Xbox Series X as well. But I'm really excited to see the game developers take advantage of the new technology in the next generation of consoles. So yeah, really, 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 really excited to see this game. Next game we have is Bugsmax.
That game is weird. That is a weird game. Yet another game that I don't think, if they're gonna show that game off, it's yet another game that I don't think should have been shown off in the initial reveal. That's meant to show the graphical capabilities of the console. I like that's just not the type of game you want to show off. Sure, the environment looked great, the character models looked great, but at the same time, it had a cartoony art style when they're trying to like show that it doesn't. They're basically trying to show that like, yo, this is the game that looks, the console that looks realistic. This is the console with the good graphics. We got the graphics over here. But I didn't see the graphics. Where were the graphics? They weren't in this reveal at all.
Yeah, and this game, I'm sure it's like a good game. Like the concept, I can see it. Like the game seems to be like based around you are what you eat. Because there was a little montage where it was just a little monster sitting around, and then like you just saw them change into a bunch of different foods. But yeah, like Max said, this game isn't super graphically intensive at all. You can definitely see those flat surfaces, like I said. But not only that, but like the animation seems like half-assed in a sort of way, because it's, you see the little weird animals things talking, but all that you really see is their mouth opening and closing, and it just looks like they're puppets. But they are from the creators of Octodad, and I remember way back, I think it was like 2014, around that time, when Octodad first came out.
Octodad was like the game back then.
It was a really big game. I saw a bunch of big YouTubers, Jacksepticeye, playing the game. It seemed like a really interesting game back then, so it's cool to see that these creators are resurfacing again to make another game. I'm not sure if they've made other games since Octodad, but since that's their statement, creators of Octodad, that's probably, how they want to say it. But they also have the little Octodad tie on the sign that they said creators from Octodad, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure the game's gonna be fine. It's definitely for the it's definitely catered towards that younger demographic.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, fun game, I guess. The voice acting is pretty good. I thought it was funny how the guy came running over saying that he dropped a lantern, now the whole village is on fire for the second time. I thought that was funny, but that's probably just me being childish at heart. So next game we have is Demon Souls.
Demon Souls, I believe it's a remake. I'm not sure, but it looks kind of like a Dark Souls type game, so it looks pretty hype. I'm not the biggest fan of Dark Souls. I feel like it's the type of game where like they make it hard on purpose for no reason, no real reason. There's a difference between challenge and bullshit, and I think Dark Souls falls under bullshit for like the first few parts of the game. So I'm not the biggest fan of the series, but yeah, this looks like a Dark Souls type game in a way. A whole lot of enemies that remind me of the series, and yeah, we'll just see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I one thing that really took my breath away during this game reveal was the opening establishing shot with the mountains and the rocks and the sunset or sunrise, whatever
Yeah, that
one
was
it is,
looking
probably
good.
sunrise. But that establishing shot was absolutely breathtaking, and just seeing the environment everywhere was really awesome. But then I was kind of taken out of it when we got like close-up views with like the characters there and stuff, like. And like, yeah, the characters look cool and stuff, but they kind of look a little lower quality compared to the establishing shots that we got. I don't know if that's just me. It seems like this game's definitely going to be, like a Dark Souls-esque game. It seems all right. I mean, I'm excited to see where the game goes for the environment sense, but other than that, that's about all I have to say about it. Next is actually this game I found really interesting. Deathloop. Game I really, really, really liked the premise of. I
What
really
game we're
liked
talking about?
idiot Deathloop. This is the one with the guy who's apparently, everyone's living in a prestigious, amazing life, but their main source of entertainment is hunting down and killing this guy. And apparently this guy, he's stuck in like an instantaneous respawn loop or something like that. So he keeps getting killed and he's sick of it. So what he is trying to do is he's trying to kill other people. Like, I think he has like 8 targets that he has, but there's this one killer that always gets in his way, and keeps killing him. I'm not sure if other people have like the same respawn loop that he does. I would assume not, considering that'd be pointless just to kill them for like, I don't know, teabag. But yeah, it seems like a really interesting game. Curious to see like the gameplay element of it, because there was like a little teleportation thing you did at the beginning. There seems to be like either a stealthy way or just go batshit crazy way to do each level. So I'm really intrigued to see where this game leads, for sure.
So yeah, definitely looks quality.
Next was a really, really big one for a lot of people. We have a new Resident Evil game.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for this, especially after like we've only been basically seeing an influx of remakes from the Resident Evil franchise. We got the Resident Evil 2 remake, we got Resident Evil 3 remake. Uh and I think Resident Evil 7 came out pretty recently. It's about time that a new Resident Evil game came out. Pretty excited for a continuation of the series. Even though I haven't really played a lot of the Resident Evil games, I'm pretty excited for a new game in the series because I've always heard great things about the series. I feel like I should like start playing the games now because I hear so much good stuff about them. So, I'll probably play them before Resident Evil 8 comes out, and I'll try and pick up Resident Evil 8.
Prog Meta is the one I just talked about. So
Oh,
why
I
don't you
didn't
just...
see that game.
Okay, I'll just restate what I said. So Pragmata was a game about, this big robot and this little girl. They kind of just got sucked up into space, but the space looked weird. Like, it didn't look like it was an actual space. It just looked like there was a vacuum out there. It seemed like the New York City that they were in was just a simulated world. This little girl is actually a robot, though. I'm not actually sure if the guy in the suit is a robot or like someone inside, but I feel like we're definitely gonna get attached to this little girl, like emotionally, because little girl, she's a vulnerable character. We're gonna get attached, and the developers are just gonna screw with our emotions, make it like a not shitty, but like make us feel shitty for the little girl, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm really excited to see this story. I'm wondering if it's going to be told through like just the visuals instead of, because there's no dialogue in the thing itself. But yeah, there is Pragmata, and last on our list we have Horizon 2.
Horizon 2, uh, the Horizon Zero Dawn game, the first one, got nominated for Game of the Year in like 2017. Game looked absolutely incredible. I hear the game was amazing. Just like the mechanics in the game were awesome. The just like the game was generally a good game, and this one looks no different. Game definitely looks very polished, very good looking game. I was initially hyped when I saw the trailer, and I really hope that the game ends up being good.
Definitely. It looks like I haven't really seen much of their first Horizon game, but this game definitely looks like it dives deep into story. They've definitely taken their time on this game. It looks great. I'm really excited to see it. So that sums up the game portion of this podcast, but I also want to talk about the big thing that everyone was talking about, the big reveal of the PlayStation 5 look.
It looks like a Wi-Fi router.
Yeah, definitely. But that alone, like, that was okay, whatever. There's the console itself. But what really struck me as odd was the accessories. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, why would you need a camera? Like, I don't understand the camera. The headset I understand, because you need a headset to, like, play games, make calls in competitive team shooters, like fighting games if you want to talk to your friends and stuff like that, or like do multiplayer stuff, multiplayer campaigns. Uh, so like headset I can understand. Microphone built into the controller seems like it would be shit. It seems like the microphone.
Oh,
would be
definitely.
shit.
That mic isn't gonna be too great at all.
And then if the goddamn sound is coming out of the controller with the fucking speaker, like what?
Yeah, I hope they do better than Nintendo did with the Wiimote. But then again, Wii was ahead of its time, so. But we got a few things with these accessories. We got the headphones. I'm like, that's yeah, sure, that's nice to have come with the PS5. I say it's an upgrade from the one earbud we got with the PS4.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Definitely.
I tried to use that shit.
Yeah. But one thing that I found interesting, but kind of like with, was the fact that you could get a version of the PS5 with a disc, or or disc drive. I'm trying to speak, but you get one with a disc drive or one without. So one that you could have physical copies with, but another one that is strictly digital. Now I'm wondering if there's going to be a major price point difference between those. I would assume there would be.
I believe the digital one will either be more expensive or cheaper than the one with the disc. I'm
say
leaning towards definitely cheaper.
Definitely.
Less hardware.
Yeah, definitely less hardware, but like, if you were gonna have more expensive to have something removed, that wouldn't really make sense.
Yeah. But it seems like it just seems like a more the digital one just seems like a more like seems like a better buy, cuz like the whole physical games market is starting to die out. Like nobody wants to own physical games anymore. It's all online. It's all digital. Like why go out to the store or like buy a game on Amazon when you could just or like go to a pre-order event when you could literally just like pre-order the game and play it at like 12 o'clock midnight on release digitally. And when you could just, buy the game digitally and play it right then and there, like just wait a little bit for it to download and then play it instead of just going to the store, picking it up, bringing it home. Like you just eliminate a ton of like stuff that doesn't need to happen when you do that.
Definitely. So yeah, I feel like more people will definitely be going for the digital option. It's definitely the first step in the future, I'd say, because PlayStation, this is a big move they're making a console with no disc drive. So I feel like this would definitely be like some sort of future of consoles, first step in companies doing this. So yeah, that's interesting. cool to see that, how they, they give you the option, because I know there's some people who would probably be upset if they can't have physical copies of games. It's good to have that option. One thing, or probably the second weirdest thing I found with this reveal, was the TV remote that we got.
Yeah, like, was that for? And also the fact that the console uses Blu-ray? Who the hell uses Blu-ray?
Yeah, Blu-ray's definitely died, but we got 4K, whatever. It's cool that we have their 4K consoles, but I just don't I see like the point of having a remote, I guess. Like if you just want to use your PS5 for like watching things, and you don't want to have a controller, because you have to like use two hands to use the controller. Like if you're just trying to watch TV like a normal person, you want a remote, you can just use that instead. I highly doubt that we'll be using that remote for gameplay. There might be one or two games that think, hey, what if? But I don't really see it as becoming a major gameplay element.
Yeah, I feel like it's more so for like, maybe it'll be like the Xbox One, where you can run your cable through it and watch cable on it, and like you can use that to, go through a TV, or you have Netflix on it and you can use that to go through.
Yeah.
To go through the whole thing.
For sure. Just here's the weirdest thing I found with it though, is just the HD camera. Like what's happening here? Like, are we trying to recreate like Kinect, like how the Xbox 360 tried to do? Like, are they trying to do something similar with that, or no? Because it said HD camera. I'm not sure why you would need high definition camera. Like, are they planning on putting like Skype on the PS5?
Like Demon Souls is a remake.
I'm not sure
of
what
the PS2 game.
Not quite sure what the camera will be doing. I have no idea. But I'm sure we'll get some sort of news of that in the future at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps up all I wanted to talk about. Do you want to add anything?
No, I think that's about it. Great first episode of the podcast. I really hope to do it again next week or next month, however far apart we're spacing these.
Yeah.
Look forward to the next episode, definitely.
For sure. If you guys did enjoy this podcast, please be sure to subscribe to the Random Rapscallions YouTube channel. This is where we'll be posting all of our podcasts from now on. If you enjoyed the podcast, please let us know down in the comments below, and leave a like on it if you liked it, I guess. But if you didn't like it, don't like the video. Yeah, subscribe. I already said subscribe. Yeah.
Subscribe to all of our channels. Subscribe to that guy, Ed Guy. He deserved it. Subscribe to me. I deserve it. I'm Max Plays Games 777. Probably gonna change that pretty soon.
All right. We'll put channel links in the description. We'll leave a link to the PS5 live stream if you guys want to check that out down below. And yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Boogie Bros podcast, and yeah, see you later.